Friends, my name is Taylor Lind. I'm the youth pastor at Salem First Christian Church, and I'm really excited to tell you a story today. Before I was a youth pastor, I worked as a campus supervisor at a big high school in Springfield. And basically my job was to help the disciplinary team, right? So when students were in trouble, they would come see me. I helped run the detention, I broke up fights, and did all kinds of crazy stuff, and it was a great job. But one of my jobs was to carry around a radio, and when I got a radio call, I would just respond to whatever it was. And one of those times I was just walking around the school and I get a radio, hey, can you go to the English hall? Sure. So I run up to the English hall, see what's going on, and there was a student in a certain class who the teacher wanted out of there. Said, I don't care where you take him, just take him. He's being super disruptive, right? You guys have probably had a student in one of your classes who was like that. Teacher couldn't get anything done because this student just keeps disrupting the class, right? And so I take him out of this class. This is only like the second class of the day. And I'm like, dude, what's going on? This isn't you. I knew this student. He wasn't normally like this. And yet we had kind of the same problem earlier in the day. I said, dude, what's going on? And we sat him down and we talked back and forward for a while. He was mad, he was frustrated, and we just chatted back and forward, and finally I said, man, what is going on? I said, this is not like you. And he said, I'm just super tired and I'm super hungry. He told me, I got kicked out of my house last night and I didn't have anywhere else to go. And so I just walked around the streets all night. I didn't sleep at all. And then I came to school and I haven't had any food. And so I'm hungry and I'm super tired. And I was like, well, no wonder you're being a pain in the butt, right? No wonder that this is a hard day for you. You haven't slept at all. You got kicked out of your house. You got all these, you have no food, all these stressors built up. And so instead of just throwing him in detention and saying, well, you've been a pain, we built a little space for him to sleep in the health room. And we said, go take a nap for an hour. And when you get up, we got some food for you. And so the student, he slept and he ate. And the rest of the day, he was a great student. He had great time in class. He did exactly what he was supposed to do. See, I tell you this story for two reasons. Number one, you never know what somebody around you is going through. I had no idea that student had stayed up all night walking the streets of Springfield and then came in and didn't have anything to eat. See, we never know what people around us are going through, and that helps us give them some grace. Number two, there's a Bible story that goes right along with this. There's this guy named Elijah in the Old Testament. He's a prophet, right? And Elijah does a lot of crazy, awesome things for God, and he works really hard for God, and he's pushed to his limit. And at one point, he's just frustrated. He's angry. He feels overwhelmed, and so he kind of runs away. And he's running away in 1 Kings chapter 19, verses 4 and 5. It says, while he went himself a day's journey into the desert. So he just left a bunch of his people. He went by himself a day's journey into the desert. He came to a boom tree, sat down under it, and prayed that he might die. I've had enough, Lord, he said. Take my life. I am no better than my ancestors. Right? Here's Elijah, frustrated. He's angry. He's mad. He's just done. He's done. He doesn't know what else to do. He says, God, I'm done. I'm no better than my ancestors. I'm done. But then the next couple verses are amazing what happens, right? Then it says this, then he lay down under the tree and fell asleep. All at once, an angel touched him and said, get up and eat. And he looked around, and there by his head was a cake of bread baked over hot coals and a jar of water. He ate and drank, then lay down again. See, God came and said, Elijah, you need to sleep, eat, and drink water. Elijah, I know you're frustrated. I know you're mad. You need to reset. You need to eat, sleep, and drink this water. And the cool thing is that after Elijah does this, he's rejuvenated in his work for God, right? He goes back out and he keeps doing it. It didn't make it any less hard what he was doing for God. But sometimes what we need to do to reset is simply take care of ourselves. Sometimes we just need those basic things. So if you're feeling frustrated, if you're feeling overwhelmed, if you're feeling mad, sometimes God's coming alongside you to say, hey, take a nap, eat some good food, drink a lot of water. Because you never know how that will change the way that you look at the world, right? For the student in my school, after that nap, that water, that food, he had an awesome rest of the day. For Elijah, he had that nap, that food, and he was ready to go again. He went from, I'm done, to let's go, I'm rejuvenated for God again. If you're feeling down, if you're feeling beat up, if you're feeling broken, God might be telling you it's time to take a nap. It's time to slow down. It's time to eat some good food, drink some water, and then get back after. You guys are awesome, and I hope you're having great days. If you're not following us on Instagram, you can do that in a link below. That's where you're going to get the best, most up-to-date information on what's going on for the youth group. We have Zoom youth group this Thursday, 7 o'clock. There's a link below for that if you're in middle school and high school. All I ask is that you use your real name when you log in. Okay, this week we'll play some more games, and we're asking you to wear your favorite pair of socks so we can show those off. I want to see some sweet socks in that Zoom chat. Parents, guardians, if you're watching this, we love you. Thank you for what you're doing right now, and we're praying for you like crazy. There's a conversation guide below in the description for you guys as well. You guys are awesome, and I hope you're having a great day. Remember that I love you and God loves you.